फास्टेस्ट क्रिकेट स्कोर अपडेट्स या सबसे डिटेल्ड स्टैट्स,
क्रिकेट के अंदर बाहर की खबरें
या हेल्दी डिबेट्स,
सबसे एक्यूरेट एनालिसिस
या फैंस का क्रेज, सबके लिए एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म, क्योंकि क्रिकेट मतलब क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट।
Hello everyone, you're watching Cricket Next. I am Surama Kaushik. What a day it was. Day one of India versus England, fifth test match in Dharamshala. With majestic view of the Dhauladhar range, it seems that England have a huge mountain to climb from now on. Well, let's talk about India's performance. It was spectacular. The way it started, especially the spinners, all 10 wickets fell into the bank of the spinners. Kuldeep, a fifer. Our Ashwin, who's playing his 100th test match, got 4 wickets and Jadeja 1. Well, we'll talk about the bowlers' performance in detail. But first up, let's bring in Sahil Malhotra in this live and let's hear it out from him. What all he witnessed today in Dharamshala. And with him, I also have with me Jamie Alter and Taus Rizvi. But Sahil, how beautiful was it to witness the first day of the 5th test match with Dhauladhar at the back and then get to see such a great performance by the spinners?
No, firstly, I was slightly disappointed with the weather today because, you would want clear skies, no clouds in the backdrop for that setting to actually come to its own. Aaj thoda it was slightly on the cloudy side, and the range which you would want to see wasn't out in its full glory. But even, uske bawajood bhi, it was beautiful, and with people coming in, Barmy Army doing what they do, and for a change, it was so good to see some support for the visiting side. We all have been raving in the past ki was sea of blue, sea of blue. I think it's robbing cricket of a very important character, which is the traveling fans, what they bring to the venues, to the stadiums. बहुत मजा आता है और आज आपको अलग flavor दिखा. I sat with the Barmy Army for close to half an hour. The way they go about, the passion, the chants, the cheers, the trumpets and everything, all that's very important to keep these bilateral tours alive. वरना तो फिर एक ही कंट्री के सपोर्टर्स होंगे तो फिर क्या मतलब वो I remember reading somewhere one hand clap is a slap, right? So you need two hands from both participating nations to actually result in a very loud claps, and it was on display today. The vibe was very good. DJ understood that there are more English fans than Indian fans, so the playlist was such yaar matlab maza aa raha tha, matlab it was a different experience and it actually felt very good. And icing on the cake was the fact that the way India played today, and I've been saying whatever magic was going to happen in the air, and what Kuldeep did today, the way he used drift on either sides, speaks volumes about the quality of the spinners which we have in the squad, and what they bring to the table and how they kind of take the pitch out of the equation. That's what Kuldeep did today. That's what Ashwin did today. That's what Jadeja did today. You're outsmarting opponents, you're outthinking them, and you're just not relying on ranked turners and minefields like Indore.
Yeah.
One question, Surama, for Sahil. I have a question for Sahil. Yeah, Sahil, since you spoke to Barmy Army, I wanted to know exactly how they are reacting to Bazball. I mean, क्या है scene उनका? How do they view Bazball? Is it like, are they being forced to play, or like what is it? How do they react to it?
No, see, Barmy Army, no, for them, it's not just about England winning or losing. They are passionate cricket traveling fans. For them, it's the sport which brings them together. They have been having events after events ever they have come to Dharamshala. They had a charity event yesterday. Pura hotel book karke rakha tha. Someone told me they charged £15 for the entry and everything was on the house. The hotelier kind of understood ki was the party isn't going to stop, so just let's replace Kingfisher with Corona and charge the premium. So they're having fun, yeah. They're having fun, and that's what should be encouraged. And for them, it's more than just what Bazball is doing. They have been doing this for donkey years now. It's a fan group in place which has become very very concrete, I would say, and very kind of sorted. They are not like random log jo aake ticket book karke chale jate hain. There's proper method to the madness which they show in the stands. And वो अभी हार रहे हो जीत रहे हो उनका ट्रम्पेट नहीं रुकता, तो वो मजा आता है देख के.
Yeah. Well, Sahil, as you mentioned about Kuldeep Yadav, hi Srini, good to see you there in same frame with Sahil. Well, before talking about our Ashwin, Kuldeep and the Indian batters, I want to know from you, Srini, how was the match today? I mean, did the snow-capped mountains and the Indian spinners gave a good treat to your eyes?
Fantastic. I don't know. Sahil was talking about Barmy Army having fun. I don't know the Barmy Army, but I had a terrific day today because the first thing, it occurred to me when we had entered the ground, in the days preceding the test match. But today, when the play started, and when I was there, the first session in that, I was in the pavilion floor of which is at level 1. So it's literally like the bowler's arm. It's really, and I don't think in India I can't think of many venues. I can't think of a single venue actually that puts a spectator right in the middle of the action, so clued into the act. There used to be this old stadium in Nagpur, the Vidarbha Cricket Association ground, which used to give you this kind of, or maybe someone said Kanpur, but this is a special ground to watch cricket. It is amazing. I had a blast, and I really look forward to India's batting tomorrow.
Well, yes, we are
Jimmy
all.
Anderson,
Yeah.
Jimmy
Yeah,
Anderson
Shimi was
bowling from
saying
the
something,
other
Anderson.
end. What else can you? Every ball that he bowls, you just have to look at him, and then look up to the mountains, and then look back at him, then go back to the mountains. It's amazing.
Yes, well, it'll be fantastic, I'm sure. Jamie, Sahil, a little while back, he was just talking about Kuldeep Yadav, and I know that after the match, how Kuldeep mentioned that people call that he's a magician, and the magic he creates with the ball. But he said it's not magic; it's the hard work that I've put in, especially after my surgery, and I think that I've earned this spot, and I really deserve what I'm achieving now. How do you see Kuldeep's journey from 2017 to this? We all know that only 10 test matches have been sandwiched between the first one and the one that he played today. How do you see the whole journey of Kuldeep?
Unfortunate. He's the second fastest left arm spinner to 50 wickets, and in 7 years he's played 12 Test matches. Of course, I mean there's many factors. I can probably name 5 factors right now. The fact that that he happens to be competing with the two greatest spin bowling all rounders of this generation. The fact that India don't always play two spinners. The fact that he had one horrible Test match which wasn't even his fault. Virat Kohli and Ravi Shastri were sold a dummy by Joe Root at Lords. They named Adil Rashid and then didn't bowl him for a single ball. That was selling them a dummy. They announced their 11 the day before. The fact that Kuldeep doesn't bat anywhere near the league of these guys. The fact that his white ball form was so bad that unfortunately that affected. I mean, I've given you 5 reasons. It's a shame. It's a travesty that a bowler of this skill has only played 12 flipping Test matches in 7 years. 2022 December, man of the match, 8 wickets, shows his batting prowess. What does KL Rahul do the next Test match? He drops him and then says it's Rahul Dravid's fault. We can go on about the injustice done to him. The dust will settle on this series probably in 2 days' time. Most likely, the player of this tournament of the series will be Jaiswal. This guy, like Tosba and I discussed, he's putting his case up. He gets 4 or 5 wickets in this match. He's my player of the series. He's been that good.
Yeah, he has been. Taos, yesterday I asked this question to everyone, what combination would you love to see in the fifth test match? And you were the one who said that no, there'll be, three pacers. But what was your reaction when you saw that India got in Kuldeep Yadav in the 11? Well, I really know that your reaction is enough for all of us to understand what you felt, but would love to know
I
in
didn't
words as
expect this. I didn't expect this. I didn't expect this. I mean, it was supposed to be English conditions, winter, weather, and all. A lot of factors were supposed to play, but then England are smart, and then we also. I mean, we should not have discounted. I should not have discounted Kuldeep Yadav. Although this is the first time that I got wrong. Otherwise, it's been quite cool so far. Yeah. But yeah, that's fine. I mean, I'm happy. I'm happy to concede defeat when it comes to Kuldeep Yadav. The way he's bowled today, simply amazing. The wicket, I mean, it wasn't a bad wicket. It wasn't your regular Indian wicket where the ball turns, it stays low. This had good decent bounce. The way he picked up the line from the first ball, and then the way he foxed Ben Duckett, no, Zach Crawley.
That
He
probably.
Crawley.
invited him to play those drives. He was Zach Crawley was comfortable initially, but then he foxed him by inviting him. Kept on answering questioning those with those full deliveries. Simply amazing. I'm happy with the way it all went. Two fast bowlers are enough. I mean, I knew like Inka. We still need a good bowler, a good new ball bowler. I mean, Jasprit Bumrah again. I would say he's better with the old ball, reverse swing factor, and all. Siraj again. I mean, he needs some discipline. We still need a good bowler who can get those wickets in the first few overs. But then kudos to these guys. I mean, they've done their job.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
Absolutely. So I want to know from you what you make of England's batting. I love the mid-afternoon meltdown that happened. The way Kuldeep Yadav took wickets, lunch to the tea session. And three of the finest England batters went back in that period. Johnny Bairstow, Joe Root, and Ben Stokes. They all have 100 caps in the format, and they were unable to understand what Kuldeep Yadav was doing. Also, our Ashwin, though Ashwin didn't get any of their wickets, and it was, Kuldeep Yadav, except one, the Joe Root's dismissal by Ravindra Jadeja. But what do you think? Did they fail in reading the conditions, or did they fail in understanding the plan of the Indian spinners?
No, their approach has been mindless in the series so far. They have been very arrogant just to not adapt and implement those changes in their game. Ben Stokes, what is he thinking? He continues to go on the back foot against the spinners. Where is he playing? Old Trafford Lords. यहाँ ट्रू बाउंस नहीं आएगा यार. Just try and come on to the front foot. That should be your first instinct while playing spin in these conditions. And time and again. And the what problem I have with Ben Stokes, वो regular ball को ऐसे unplayable बना देता है ना, वो antics करके. वो आज वाला ball, he didn't read Kuldeep from the hand, boss. You didn't read a wrong one. सिंपल. उसके अंदर इतना क्या रॉकेट साइंस बना दिया कि ऐसा इशारा कर रहा है, वैसा कर रहा है. दो टांग के बीच में तेरा बॉल निकल जाता है क्योंकि तेरे को पता नहीं वो टर्न किस वे हो रहा है. So it's you who's the bigger problem. Just don't blame conditions, or just don't appreciate the craft. You are just making mockery of batting right now. The way he's batting, that one freak inning every 2 years won't do justice to holding on to your place in the 11. And same could be said about Oli Pope. That 196, agar aap usko baaju hata do, what was he doing today? You can't dance down on this track, boss. Even when Kuldeep Yadav or even when Shubman Gill kind of steps out to off spinners, you see there is method when he steps out. वो एक छोटा पैर खोलता है फिर बड़ा पैर खोलता है. ये तो डांस करता हुआ आ गया Oli Pope, expecting the ball to turn into him. So clearly they weren't reading him from the hand. Why I say that? Because nothing was happening off the wicket. जो भी मैजिक हो रहा था सब हाथ से हो रहा था. ड्रिफ्ट हो रहा था, आपको हाथ से देखना था. They weren't following the basics, which is to read from the bowler's hand. मुंबई मैदान का ताउस भाई जेमी को सबको पता रहेगा. मुंबई मैदान में सबसे पहले बोला जाता है watch the bowler's hand, and that is what they have failed to do in this series. Joe Root, Johnny Bairstow, Ben Stokes, Ben Foakes, Oli Pope. This is a very intimidating middle order.
Yeah.
They came with a lot of reputation. Leave aside Bazball. They came with a reputation to play good, hard test cricket, and they have surrendered. The middle order has been in tatters right from the Hyderabad test. अगर आप जैक क्रोली के रन हटा दो इस सीरीज में से, तो ये बंटा ढार हो चुका था इस टीम का. And the fact is, ये press conferences में आते हैं ना, they act so cool and cocky about it, like we are learning, we are growing. Where are you growing? You're just getting worse by the day, boss. You're not growing, you're not evolving. अगर आप लास्ट सीरीज से कंपेयर कर रहे हो कि आप कितना ग्रो कर रहे हो, तो उसके अंदर पिचेस का हाथ रहा है कि आपको इतना सुंदर दिखा रहे हैं वो. अगर यहाँ पे खोल देते ना, तो आपका वो अहमदाबाद वाला हाल होता. So it's just that the middle order just hasn't stepped up for England, and they probably were more very, very experienced than our Indian middle order was. They could have outbatted us on a couple of occasions in this test in the test series. They missed 2 golden opportunities to outbat us. So they just haven't applied themselves with the bat, and ये हम लोग का बेवकूफी था कि हमने इनको हैदराबाद वगैरह में पिच ऐसा दे दिया जहाँ पे हार्टली जैसा बॉलर अनप्लेएबल बन गया. आज दिखाया ना शोएब बशीर, उसने आंख दिखाया जायसवाल को, वो 3 छक्के मारे एक ओवर के अंदर. तो ऐसे ही ट्रीट हो गए बॉलर्स, और तभी इनको रियलाइज हो कि ये हुआ खत्म हो गया बेसबॉल का.
Yeah. No, I remember before the start of the series, Sahil, there was this whole buzz about your baseball and no consequences mindset. But throughout the series, we have seen, how they failed to actually perform with the bat, because they always perform with the words and they come up with so fancy statements in the press conferences. Shini, in this whole series, we saw how, James Anderson once said that agar aap 600 bhi de do to hum 600 bhi chase kar sakte hai. Then Ben Duckett came up with some sort of comments on, England's batting. Ben Stokes quite a lot many times said that, okay, we have lost the test, but we'll play in this fashion only. We'll go after each and every ball. But as Sahil mentioned, that except Zach Crawley, England batters have failed to produce good show in the series. How do you assess this no consequences mindset of the English side now?
See, I mean, this is not the first time. Vocabulary has always been a very important facet of English cricket. It's always. I mean, for the life of me, I can't remember that I've been, a tour has happened, whether at home or away for them, and they've not really kind of built these, castles in the sky. No matter what the storyline has been. So at times it has always been question. It's this question has been there in the past also, that the narrative that they look to seek has no bearing with the actual reality that they end up facing at most times. Sorry, the light has gone away, so you might have to tend with the darkness. So yeah, so that is England for you. That is England for you, and not surprising at all. I mean, they just love making a hue and cry of things. That said, what Sahil said, I completely agree with this. That right now, what you're witnessing is the end of this Bazball conundrum. Between now and by the time they go home and start preparing for the Ashes, which kind of the second most thing that exists in their lives. I mean, outside of being themselves. So by the time they get closer to the Ashes, I would like to think that this Bazball is not going to be part of their dressing room discussion anymore. I mean, the way they have gone about chasing this Bazball theory and making themselves believe, forget the others, making themselves believe that they're doing something different here. I think time has come to close the chapter and start a new one. And England, I think the English dressing room, so I'll explain the middle order, a very troubled middle order. They would be the first ones right now admitting that it's a concept that doesn't work, except for those rare occasions when your bat keeps doing the talking, and you happen to be in the kind of touch that is required. Like the Ben Stokes example that he was kind of mentioning, is a maverick. There are times when Ben Stokes may have actually allowed this kind of a mindset to kind of put out a good score there, will single-handedly win matches for England. But that the ratio of something like this happening vis-a-vis something like this not happening, just negligible. So I think they have to come to the understanding, and they have to begin to believe that test match needs to be played the classical way, and that is the only choice if you've got to kind of perform consistently over a period of time. I think that's the long and short of this. You are literally looking at the end of this so-called baseball theory. I mean, I can't see it any other way.
Well, yes. If I have to pick any two words that trended the most in the series, one was Bazball, and Srini and Sahil talked about it. Jamie, I would love you to talk about Jaiswal, because that's also one word that trended the most in the series. And the way Yashasvi Jaiswal played today, I really can't get over those 3 sixes that he smashed to Shoaib Bashir in the 9th over of India's innings. And with that, he completed 26 sixes in the series. Obviously, he smashed a number of records, but he threw away his wicket in today's game. Do you think that there is anything that can stop Yashasvi Jaiswal at the moment? Because he's just looking unstoppable, except the way he got out today. He just threw away that wicket. But apart from that, do you think there's anything that can stop him at the moment?
Only Yashasvi Jaiswal can stop him. I mean, there was 100 before stumps for the taking. I'm least bothered that he got out, because that approach got him 2 double hundreds. That approach got him 80 on the first day of India's batting. We can talk about him. I just want to add on what Sahil and Shini were saying. I agree 100%. That was a brilliant way to sum up what Bazball has done. Just to rewind in a very tongue-in-cheek way, I'll give these jokers, I call them jokers because they are jokers. I give these jokers one credit. Unlike every single English past team, they've not complained. So let's give them credit for not complaining. Yeah. The second thing is the immense joy I've had, the entertainment in watching them. They're going to lose 4-1. But I like the fact that they're losing in this way. For all the said factors, to watch them lose 4-1 by playing that traditional orthodox way would have been like watching any series in the last 15 years. Jis andaz se ye haare hai na, is sare factor milake, it has been immense. So I'm just going to say, for these two things, I like the way Bazball is played. They were always going to be smashed, most likely 4-1. And I have loved that it's happened in this way, with the arrogance, with the statements, with all the things that Sahil said. Anyways, that's just me getting out of the way. Bazball has been busted. Now we can say it with official. Ab wo uspar lag gaya wo stamp, rejected. Coming back to Jaiswal, I mean, we've discussed this. This is This is the most fun young Indian batsman to watch. In the third test or fourth test match, he went past Virat Kohli's career sixes, right? That's just what he says. It's not to belittle Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli shut out risk to get where he got to. But on the other spectrum, you got a guy 23 साल का यार मैं छक्का मारूंगा आज 3 मारे यार for the second time in this series उसने एक bowler को 3 मारे. Let's just enjoy it. Of course, he's going to be picked apart in Australia, most likely. But let's watch these guys on a season by season, tour by tour, match by match basis. What fun it's had. Yes, I still remember very vividly Hyderabad, day 2 or day 3, day 2, he charges out to Joe Root and gets out first over. But usi andaz se to he went to stumps on 80. He's got 2 double hundreds. The fastest cricketer after Don Bradman in terms of matches to get to 1,000 runs. 9th test match. Let's enjoy Jaiswal kaho. Again, these terms, Sahil knows. Sahil and I have tried to not use the word Bazball in many shows. निकल जाता है हम भी जर्नलिस्ट वाले हैं हम भी सोशल मीडिया वाले हैं but this guy he showed them how to play. Of course it's not gonna this honeymoon period will end sooner than later, but what fun, what a ride. It's like we're all sitting in the front seat in the car which this boy is driving and we're like beta thoda slow kar but koi baat nahi, we're all having fun. Outstanding innings. Aaj 100 tha iska yaar iska.
Okay. Srini has something to say. Yes, please.
A quick one, in fact, I was mentioning this today to someone that, so I had not seen Yashasvi, in person for the longest time. I remember seeing only once I have seen Yashasvi in Mumbai. And I remember watching this skinny lad, it's the skinny boy, like, wiry frame and stuff. And that's the Yashasvi I had in mind. Obviously, I've seen him on TV, but TV, mein, you really can't make out. Like, kind of, you got to see the person to understand. And yesterday, day before, when I saw the Indian team practice, the players who had just won their spikes and they were going into the practice area to bat in the nets. And that's when Yashasvi was crossing. When I saw him, he's turned into quite a personality. I mean, of course, there are others who may have. I haven't seen him in public, so this was my first. He's like, a muscled, toned body. Kind of, looks like a guy who's been well taken care of. Whoever is guided him. Obviously, there are many people who would now like to kind of take that this thing credit. But the truth is that whoever has been guiding him, who has been like kind of taking care of him, has really done a great job in terms of helping him, grooming him to participate at this level. Right now, when I saw him, and today also when he was batting, you're looking at a character who clearly knows that he belongs at this level, and the confidence and the maturity comes naturally. And obviously, the real test will be for this boy. The real test will be when we go to Australia, when we go to England. That's where the real challenge will come. But what I'm looking at, the product is a very fine product in the making. He's got a very good head on his shoulders. It's clear, by the way he speaks, the way he conducts himself, and of course the way he's going about playing his cricket. I think we're looking at a good package here.
Absolutely. And he's just 22. And I think that's what Jamie said. Jamie mentioned, how young he is and the way he's playing. It's just phenomenal. But we'll talk about Yashasvi, Jaiswal, Shubman Gill, and Rohit Sharma later in this line. Before that,
a quick one. He's 22. But, having seen what he did to James Anderson when he hit him for three sixes and those 2 big overs, and then what he did to Shoaib Bashir today. He reminds me of a certain Virat Kohli because he has a bloody big batting ego. वाइजैक के अंदर जेम्स एंडरसन ने इसको हिलने नहीं दिया था. He kept leaving. Come Rajkot. He was a man possessed. He wanted to take Anderson on from ball 1. He did that in Rajkot. Shoaib Bashir did that mistake today. उसको आंख दिखाया, उसने 3 छक्के मारा. I don't know whether it is good, whether it's bad, but to have batting ego at this age speaks volumes of the hunger which he has. वो चढ़ के खेलेगा, उसमें वो ईगो है, वो बैटिंग ईगो मेरे को लगता है बहुत जरूरी भी है. मैं वो खड़ूस मेंटालिटी में नहीं जाना चाहता अभी क्योंकि वो एक डिफरेंट डिस्कशन हो जाएगा. बट आई जस्ट फील दैट ही हैज दिस बिग बैटिंग ईगो विद हिम. ही विल टेक देम ऑन. मतलब मत करो उंगली. वो मिशेल जॉनसन वाला बाउंसर याद है ना, वो विराट कोहली वाला, which kind of woke him from sleep, and that big series happened in Australia. I think
Yeah.
इसमें मेरे को similar traits दिखते हैं. Very early in his career, but I see those traits.
He's just compared him with that, that Virat Singh. And one of the things which I like noticed today when he was batting is what Virat does is when he strolls na across the wicket, वो bat ना ऐसे कंधे पे रखता है वो. This guy also does
Yeah.
the same thing. You notice him, he likes with that bat. So that like personality streak, I don't know what it is, but that's another thing that's common between him and Virat.
Yeah. Sahil, there was also another interesting comment, when he smashed sixes to James Anderson, that if Anderson's looking for one reason to retire, Yashasvi Jaiswal will be the answer. So those kind of interesting comments are also going around. But one interesting thing that I'm really, really interested to know is what has happened to Rajat Patidar. I thought that he was fit and fine yesterday because you came to our live and you said that there were only a couple of blows to his thigh guard, but today that ankle injury, what's wrong with him?
11:30 we I'll tell you the exact time I got the message. 1 second. We can't go wrong with facts. 1 second. 1 second. Yeah. So we got a message at 10:58 to assemble in the PC room for a PC which starts at 11:30. 11:20, I was standing parallel to Rajat Patidar till 11:20. तब तक वो 1.5 घंटा बैटिंग कर चुके थे, 2 सेशन ले चुके थे. थाई पे लगा, डंडे पे लगा, आउटसाइड एज पे लगा, इनसाइड एज पे लगा. 11:20 तक मेरे सामने एंकल पे बॉल कोसों दूर था, कहीं नहीं लगा. तो मैंने वही आज ट्वीट करा. आई एम नॉट सजेस्टिंग एनीथिंग बिकॉज आई काइंड ऑफ वेरीफाइड दिस स्टोरी. वी काइंड ऑफ स्पोक टू समवन close to Devdutt Particle, so Particle wasn't informed of the debut. And most of the people close to him came to know about the debut early in the morning when the cap presentation was happening. So either it was a very last moment call or a last moment injury, but 11:20 AM 6 मार्च तक रजत पाटीदार को मेरे सामने एंकल पे बॉल घिसा भी नहीं गई. That is a fact. I'm just stating fact. I'm not suggesting or kind of leading a discussion into some other kind of discussion. But 11:20 AM तक उसको कुछ नहीं लगा. रोहित शर्मा प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस पे आए, सारी जनता वहां चली गई. उस दौरान अगर वो एक हिट ले रहे थे, कुछ लग गया, I don't know. But 11:20 तक nothing happened.
या तो फिर वो बैक स्पैज्म टाइप की एंकल इंजरी है.
हाँ, वो अब थोड़ा इनोवेशन अगर हुआ तो एंकल वाला. But आज I don't know. I think I read a tweet somewhere or saw a picture that he was serving drinks. I couldn't kind of verify that. मैं बार बार उसको खोजने की कोशिश कर रहा था वो कहाँ पे है, because there was a player who was like doing rounds. छोटी हाइट का ही था. मैं ये नहीं कह रहा वो पाटीदार भाग रहा था, वैसा मत सोचना. बट मेरे को ऐसा लगा कि मेरे को किसी ने बोला कि शायद वो ड्रिंक्स भी सर्व कर रहा है. He's at the ground. I don't know. But 11:20 AM he did not take a blow to his ankle. 11:20 AM तक.
तो साहिल काफी ज्यादा ट्रेंड भी हो रहा है सोशल मीडिया पर. बहुत सारे लोगों ने वो ट्वीट किया है कि वो ड्रिंक सर्व कर रहे थे. तो आई कुडंट फाइंड एनी वीडियो टू
Correct. Even I was like looking for an instance which I could have missed in the press box कि अगर ऐसा कुछ दिखा मेरे को I couldn't like verify those tweets.
Okay. Well, yesterday we were just talking about, how special this test match is going to be for our Ashwin. Today, Srini, you must have seen that felicitation ceremony to our Ashwin where he was given that memento. He was there with his family and then he picked 4 wickets. He dogged the tail. Okay, there is this picture. So, Sahil, would you like to talk about this picture first?
Rodi salute for our producer. Please follow him. His name is Bansal Shah. इनको वायरल कर दीजिए. इन्होंने एकदम हाँ ये कहाँ एंकल भाई, मेरे को तो कोई स्ट्रैपिंग व्रैपिंग भी नहीं दिख रहा है यहाँ पे. एंकल इंजरी है, ही वोक अप सोर. ठीक है, खत्म हो गया बात. अब अगर इस कहानी के चलते आपने देवदत्त पडिक्कल का आज एवी रिलीज नहीं किया तो वो अलग डिबेट है. उसका भी एवी बना के रखना था ना बाकी डेब्यूटेंट्स की तरह. उसको क्यों नहीं माइलेज मिला? उसको भी थार चाहिए यार.
क्या पता उन्होंने वो लगा दिया वहां पर कुछ तो जेल एंड ऑल, वो ठीक हो गए हो तब तक फिर ड्रिंक्स ले आ. Who knows? But okay, let's move from Patidar to Ashwin and Shrini. How big of this achievement is for our Ashwin? I know we talked about our Ashwin yesterday, but today the words that he spoke and also the things that he spoke to Devdutt Padikkal. He talked about how finest of cricketers Karnataka has produced, and Devdutt Padikkal should not carry any baggage. He should just perform to his abilities, and how special a moment for Padikkal is because it's Ashwin's 100th test as well. So he just talked about his 100th test match and also said that, I might be a bit short on the field today, so I want everybody to chip in and, be there. How interesting were those comments to you as you saw everything live on ground?
No, I mean, I'm sure, like, kind of Devdutt Padikkal, like, I'll separate the two. Obviously, it was a great moment for, Ashwin coming over to take his 100 test, and obviously, like, a great moment there where he's inviting the youngster to come and take his debut cap. That said, I was honestly, before this game started, I was wanting Patidar to play this test, right? Primarily because, it was a great batting track. So I really thought that, पूरा series आपने खिलाए हो, we've come this far, why leave him out for that one test match? But that said, I'm not unhappy that kind of this guy has actually been given his debut. The kind of touch that he is in right now, it's one of those moments where you need to back your player and tell him that, what, we are watching you, you are good, and this is the right time, come on board, kind of thing. And I think that's a great that it's a belter of a track. He can actually get some runs here, and it'll do a world of good to his confidence. And I think that was the right move. And of course, Ashwin, kind of inviting him to kind of, that's just a moment that happened. His 100 test, so it's just kind of. But talking about Padikkal, I'm really glad that this boy has got his opportunity, because the Padikkal that I saw in IPL in 2020 season, right? Yeah, I mean, when he was playing for Karnataka, and sorry, Royal Challengers Bangalore,
RCB.
and yeah, and the temperament that he showed at that level, I was like, I really liked him. I mean, I really liked what I saw, and then when RCB let him go, I was like, why? I mean, this guy looks so awesome. But you see the drift that happened after that. Something inside him seemed to have, cracked. Runs were not coming. That same level of confidence that was not there. At least it wasn't seen, which is now back where his first class cricket is concerned, which is he was getting there. So again, a very timely opportunity. The guy clearly has a lot to put out there. The runs show. So I think the timing is wonderful.
Well, yes. Okay. Quickly, Sahil, as we know that India have already made 130 odd runs, and they're trailing by just 83. What will be the most ideal scenario for Team India tomorrow?
You want to ask an ideal scenario for me? I'll tell you: bat England out of the test, send us home after 3 days. Nothing more ideal than that. 3 दिन में खत्म करो, वे 4 दिन का ड्रामा मत मचाना. 3 दिन में खत्म करो. Weather is clear, gives us time for a Trivandrum trek. Day 3, finish the game. No, jokes aside, this is your opportunity to make a statement now. They came here with the Bazball tag. Again, मैं irritate हो जाता हूँ बोल के. They came here with a reputation that we have the game, we have the skill set to dominate even this part of the world. If they go back with 4-1, they'll have scars. They'll have scars for life. काफी करियर आपको खत्म होते हुए दिख जाएंगे यहाँ पे. 4-1 अगर आप इनको इनिंग्स डिफीट से यहाँ मार दोगे ना, 4-1 अगर आप इनको वापस भेजोगे, it will be a statement. This will be a statement, and it will be a big boost to Rohit, the captain. It will kind of be big boost to him, because his captaincy was under pressure. Matlab, I still didn't have the sample size to evaluate him as a captain, but as the series has progressed, he has shown that he's turning into that proactive captain now. Maybe presence of younger players has helped him express himself better. I don't know, but his captaincy has definitely improved as the matches have progressed. And if you win 4-1 innings defeat inside 3 days, it will be a thumping statement. So make that statement now. Don't release the foot of the accelerator. This is your chance to tell the world that हमारे पास कोहली हो ना हो, KL हो ना हो, Iyer injured ho, dropped ho, we have the boys, we have the strength, we have the depth in our setup to kind of come good even against players जो मतलब 3-4 लोग आपके 100 टेस्ट खेले हुए हैं, और एंडरसन तो रुक ही नहीं रहा ना 20 साल से. So it will be a very thumping statement if you wrap this game in 3 days, and it's very much possible. You bat like you did today, it's very much, or day 2 should be good for batting, because आज जितना क्लाउड दिखा, कल का फोरकास्ट तो और क्लियर है. तो पूरा धूप धूप निकलेगा, मजा आएगा इनको भी. कौन ड्रेसिंग रूम में जाना चाहेगा यार? वही रोहित की बात करूंगा, बाहर खड़े होकर नजरिए देखो ना पहाड़ के, अंदर क्यों जाना है.
बिल्कुल. एंड उसी के साथ साथ वी आल्सो एक्सपेक्ट दैट कि 3 दिन में खत्म हो, एंड साहिल एंड श्रीनी, यू कैन गेट गुड टाइम इन द हिल्स. थैंक यू सो मच साहिल एंड श्रीनी फॉर जॉइनिंग विद अस. इट वाज ग्रेट टॉकिंग टू यू. हैव अ ग्रेट डे टू इन द हिल्स इन धर्मशाला. Okay, so quickly, let's also talk about Shubman Gill, because the way Shubman Gill batted it was quite pleasing to a lot of cricket fans and me as well. Because if I have to sum this series for Shubman Gill, he struggled. Then he bounced back. He made few runs here and there. He cemented his position in the 11, and today he's playing in the hills. The way he batted that six, the second last ball, where he got an applause from his father, it was a good thing to watch on screen. Jamie, do you think Shubman Gill should continue with the same approach on day 2 as well, or he should think of batting long, taking his own time, and doing the kind of batting that he was doing earlier in the series?
I don't know. It's a tricky one. It depends. We've seen like not one match in this series has a pattern that we saw on one day has it followed up the next day. Part of the reason why this series, despite India winning 4-1, is because it's been an unpredictable series. Many times India. I mean, I go back to Hyderabad Test match at stumps. India looked like they were going to smash England in Hyderabad because Jaiswal got 80 at a run rate of strike rate of 100. Hartley looked horrible. That same Hartley then took 7 wickets. There was a time when Ben Duckett was batting on 118. It looked like, Tozba and I, हम शो पे थे हमने कहा यार कल का दिन बहुत खराब हो सकता है and then India changed it around. Shubman Gill has been such an infuriating player to watch because कूट कूट के उसमें talent है, but he's been inconsistent. If this is his most consistent or most successful series, and he's been playing Test cricket for 4 years, it shows the problem. I love the way that he's managed to come back. He got 100, got a 91. Dhruv Jurel and Shubman Gill ने ऐसी बेहतरीन पारी जोड़ी रांची के चौथे दिन पर, and he's looked good here. I don't know. It depends. If, like Srini said earlier before he left, if James Anderson starts to do some things, Shubman Gill suddenly might go into a shell. So it's tough. I do think India will only bat once in this Test match. I think maximum latest this match will go to 1 hour on day 4. I think India should get 500 from here. Good batting track, bury them. But again, just because Shubman Gill has been so frustrating to watch, I don't know how he's. I can tell you how Rohit will play. I can tell you how Particle will play, despite never seeing him play a Test match. But Shubman Gill को लेकर मैं कुछ नहीं बोल सकता because we've seen 5 different shades of Shubman Gill in one series. So who knows?
Yeah, just taking words from Jamie and Sahil's statement, that was how important it is for Team India to score more than 500 runs and scar the England team, because right now India's leading 3-1 and they would love to wrap up the series 4-1. How important is it, for them? Because I think that this Indian team with all the youngsters, they really need this win so that they can just go out there and say, regardless of the players who played or who didn't play, we have won this. We have achieved this in our careers. How important it is for each one of them. And also for Rohit Sharma, as Sahil mentioned yesterday, that he's that elder brother, the guiding light, and the one who's marching forward and telling all the youngsters that you should do this, you should do that, and all that. How important it is for each one of them.
Very, very. I mean, I believe these guys must be enjoying a lot under Rohit Sharma's captaincy. I mean, look at Virat. They must be very serious. Yeah, Virat is a character. I mean, he has some stature. He's looked upon like by a lot of people, and then there is some respect involved. He's an aggressive guy. You never know what he comes and says, and then the youngsters will feel intimidated. But with Rohit, I believe these guys are enjoying their cricket more than anything else. I mean, that's what you can see. I mean, in the results on the field, exactly. Even if he comes and starts, trolling you or mocking you or abusing you, I mean, they take it sportingly. So for these guys, it's a big, big win. And tomorrow, I believe, I mean, 500. Even if they score 400, 450, they should just wrap them out like in 150, 198, because I mean इतना मौका नहीं मिलेगा आपको, क्योंकि आपका आईपीएल शुरू होने वाला है और धर्मशाला में जब घूमने का it's the best moment. But apart from roaming around, chilling in Dharamshala, watching that beautiful place or hills, it's more about domination.
Yeah.
Bazball coming with a reputation. England having played their kind of cricket everywhere, they have dominated. But then India having playing without Virat Kohli, KL Rahul, and then you have youngsters, five cricketers making debut, makes a beautiful narrative of a story, an inspirational story. Just like, it won't be like, I mean, it won't match up to uh, the Australian tour of 2021. I mean, every tour is different, but then this is also one of the part of renaissance of Indian cricket. You can say could turn around. I mean, cricket has been started following now. I mean, of late, a lot of people are getting into cricket because of the results that are coming in. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not just the star players who are dominating, who are performing. It's the youngsters. So these youngsters, Sarfraz, Yashasvi, they have made people believe. तो आपने अगर ऑफ लेट देखा होगा ग्रास रूट में क्रिकेट या सोशल मीडिया पे क्रिकेट बढ़ता ही चला जा रहा है बिकॉज ऑफ द स्टोरीज कमिंग इन फ्रॉम डिफरेंट प्लेसेस
Yeah.
everywhere. A lot of cricketers are growing. So cricket is a lot is a subject that is being talked a lot about in the recent times. Huge,
Yeah.
but then, yeah, it's a beautiful story. Looking at the whole scenario, they would look to wrap up 4-1. And yeah, who would love to see? I mean, तीन दिन में खत्म हो गया या 4 दिन भी हो गए सैटरडे तक, तो मेरा एक संडे को मैच है, तो मुझे भी एक एक्सक्यूज मिल जाएगा खेलने का. Otherwise, I'll have to do it from the ground. I mean, it's been a while since I played a game, so I would love to finish this game.
Jamie
Even
must be
finish.
having one on Saturday, so Jamie wants the match to wrapped up in 3 days, isn't it, Jamie?
Matt, I've played a match every Saturday of this whole series. There's a reason I've skipped the lunch shows on Saturdays. वो नहीं छोड़ता मैं.
Okay, that's great. Okay, Charlie, quickly we'll take a few questions and would request our producer to please shoot the first one. The difference between Pope 1.0, 196, and Pope 2.0 in the rest of the series is Bumrah's Yorker. Well, absolutely. I really can't get over that Yorker. It was phenomenal, majestic, spectacular. I can add adjectives and go on and on. But Jamie gave a nod. I think, Jamie, you agree with that. Taos, do you also agree with that? Absolutely.
Absolutely, he's destroyed the confidence here of Oli Pope.
Yep.
Yeah.
Completely. That
Yeah.
beautiful Yorker. I mean, still in my head, yeah. Replay
Yeah.
करके देख रहा हूँ बार-बार दिमाग में ही.
And also his teammates, praised Bumrah for that one. We talked about Stuart Broad's story as well, Insta story and status that he had put up about Bumrah's Yorker, so it might have ruined his confidence. But okay, the Bumrah spell to Root and Crawley was priceless and masterclass. Yes, us SK Anand, we saw how Bumrah bowled in entire series. Let's move to the next one, please. Captaincy has been so good after the first test, and unlike the other captain, our captain scores runs too. Why is Ben Stokes not questioned as much on his captaincy? We might ask English media about that, but Jamie, what do you think? Why Ben Stokes not asked about this question?
Again, we discussed this in the first show at the lunch break. We discussed, sorry, the tea break. That was why we were there. We discussed how abject he's been. But it's not our job. We're not British. We don't represent the British media. This is not our team. You'll have to ask those questions. You're talking about us personally. I think there's ample times in this test series, 5 test matches where me, Thaw, Sahil particularly. I remember Vineet also was harsh. So I think, as you said, Tsunami, this is a question better posed to the British media, not us. हमारा काम नहीं है. हमारा काम is to question why Rohit Sharma was so defensive for the first half of this test match. Whether we're wrong or not, that's fine. We're here to share our views. Our interest is in what the Indian team is doing. हम सभी, हाँ, यहाँ वहाँ हम baseball बोलते हैं, हमें घंटा फर्क पड़ रहा है baseball. Let them do their own thing. We have to call a spade, whether India wins or loses. And I think all of us on these live streams have been doing that.
Absolutely. So, Prajwal, would request you to please ask this question to the English media guys, and they'll be the
सबको
best
टैग करो प्रज्वला, सबको टैग करो. बहुत आए हुए हैं वहां से. सबको टैग करो.
Okay, Charlie, next question, please. Stokes is the most overrated cricketer I have known. I personally think he can't handle pressure. The innings one may mention now feels like he is more comfortable when there is nothing to lose. Oh, you think that he can't handle tough situations and pressure situations. Um, Taus, your view on Stokes is the most underrated cricketer.
Look,
Overrated.
Overrated, overrated.
for now, in
Taus?
this series, he definitely was an overrated cricketer. I mean, the way he performed in this series, the way he delivered. I mean, he hasn't learned. He did not learn from any of his mistakes that he did over the tour and in different innings. Absolutely. I mean, see, overall, you cannot call him overrated because he's done his job for England. He's won them big matches. He knows how to play in those conditions. Maybe he lacked, or maybe he was less on motivation. Something might have happened. You know, technique wise, he's still proper. He's got long stride when it comes to defense. He can defend the ball well, or maybe even if the ball is on the back foot, he can go and play on the back foot very well. But here he was half-hearted or something was troubling him. Here he was definitely was an overrated guy. I mean, also IPL. I'm not impressed with the way he's played in the IPL. So
Mhm.
IPL and in India in Test matches he's been overrated.
Okay. Next question, please. Everyone knows how Virat Kohli and Ravi Shastri were trying to destroy Kuldeep Yadav's career, but Rohit Sharma saved the career of Kuldeep Yadav. Well, I won't make any comment on that directly to Jamie.
I mean, I have no proof or evidence that they were out to destroy his career. If
Yeah.
Ravi Shankar has any proof that quote unquote everyone knows, I mentioned at the start of this live stream when you asked me about why his career is so stop start, and I mentioned that playing him on law at Lords when it was gloomy and England didn't even bowl one ball of a spinner. That was not them trying to destroy him. Yes, he did not get the chances, but I'm shocked by the lack of clarity in this statement. Everyone knows. You're saying that everyone in the world knows how Kohli. I mean, can I get some proof here, some evidence, rather than absolute banal statement, Ravi Shankar? You're prone to some banal statements, to which I've called you out on this channel as well as mine this afternoon. When you actually copy pasted a journalist tweet and pasted it on my live stream. I'm sorry, Ravi Shankar. There are times when you ask good questions, but this is a shockingly embarrassing statement you've given. That's just my view. Sorry.
No, I actually second to what Jamie mentioned because there is no such statement ever made. I've never read a statement. That's why I said I won't be in the right position to comment, and because
Nay, but
Jamie,
Suramya, statement Nabio, that's something else. To say that
yeah.
everyone knows, give me one example of how they tried to quote unquote destroy him.
Yeah.
I mean, 20,
Well,
yeah,
obviously,
shocking.
Ravi Shankar, we mentioned in this live, and we have mentioned a lot of lives that how Kuldeep Yadav didn't get enough test matches or enough matches to play with an n number of reasons behind it. And I am sure that in each and every live session, our panelists must have explained all the reasons. Even today, we talked about his injury, we talked about his surgery. Kuldeep himself talked about his surgery, and that's that. So I think this is not a comment that we anytime appreciate, or in fact even we recognize such kind of comments. So would request all our viewers to be a little more responsible with your comments and the questions that you put, and please cross check them once with the facts and the statements that are made on public platforms. Next one, please. From a journalist point of view, why can't the management just say a player was dropped because of inconsistency? Why is there a tweet justifying how just minutes before the player was injured? Oh, that's something that we should discuss. Taus, what do you think? Why can't team just say that okay, he wasn't performing well, so we dropped him?
We've been wondering like why can't they? I mean, it's been a while since long time since BCCI or comes out with clean with or any statement or any justification. They never tell us journalists or inform fans, which is so unfair. I mean, we have a following. Fans have some stake in Indian cricket. I mean, it's because Indian cricket is because of the fans. I'm not even saying journalists. Journalists are just messengers. We have to, I mean, pass on the messages which come, or maybe even a social media. So it's so unfair of BCCI to not come out of clean. But then there are times when people start judging. So, for example, if injured भी नहीं हुआ बंदा, जैसे Rajat Patidar, if he is not injured, and then you say कि he's been dropped, I don't know. I mean, in hindsight, people will start calling him. क्योंकि इंडिया में सब कंक्लूजन पे जल्दी आ जाते हैं, यार ये केपेबल नहीं था बंदा टेस्ट क्रिकेट के लिए, इसको खिलाया नहीं, फॉर्म में नहीं था. Could be one of those reasons, yeah. Or maybe BCCI doesn't want to come out and say directly. Yeah.
We know, and we discussed this during the lunch show when Soumya was there, and we said, what was the need? I'm saying that's the second part. There's no need. You are the BCCI. You've never held yourself accountable. Why? What's the need? Like we discussed, was it because suddenly you feel कि सोशल मीडिया वाले बोलेंगे अरे वो उनको रिलीज करते, क्योंकि देखो, with due respect to what Sahil and others have been saying, what the BCCI or what the team management decided, I've been saying now for 10 days, उससे runs नहीं बनेंगे, right? Sahil ने कल बोला था, back-to-back sessions, Vikram Rathore almost said, चल, it's almost like saying तुमसे ना हो पाएगा, right? You don't need to justify. दुनिया को पता है कि ये नहीं खेलने वाला था आखिरी टेस्ट मैच because he's looked so bad in 3 test matches. Then when the throwdown guy is saying beautiful ball and bowling you 2 days ago, or kal nets pe apparently Sahil said he watched him for an hour, he looked horrible. There's no need to justify, right? So why? It's beyond me why they had to do it. You don't have to explain anything. And now you've sent out that message. And then you see the guy not once but 3-4 times bringing drinks. आप ही लगते हो बेवकूफ. There was no need. It's a good question, whoever asked the question. And yeah, it's just there was no need to say it. You dropped him. He was looking crap. Move on.
Yes. Okay. The next question, please. Jason was, appreciating the way you reply to the comments, Jamie. So
well, I was going to reply to Jason's last comment, but it didn't come to me. But koi baat nahi. I think Jason's happier if I don't reply to his previous comment.
Okay. Next one, please. Can we have the next question, please? Yeah. Padikkal and Virat opened in 2021. He wasted 2 years at Rajasthan. Priyanshu, I think we have discussed about, his years in Rajasthan, like with Rajasthan team and all of that. I think we'll talk about that once IPL comes in. Let's not talk about the Rajasthan team right now. Okay. This one's for Jamie. Which spinner do you think will play overseas solely on the basis of wicket-taking ability?
Very good question. On the basis of wicket-taking ability, again, it's subjective. On current form overseas, I would love to see Kuldeep Yadav play, right? But unfortunately, when they go to Australia, he will be the third spinner picked for reasons we've discussed many, many times. I believe he should be playing a lot more test matches. लेकिन जब आपका नाम जडेजा और अश्विन नहीं है, मुश्किल है यार. He's not going to play. He won't start the Australia series. It'll be Jadeja, number 1, across 4 tests, most likely to play 4 test matches. Ashwin, maybe 2 or 4. Kuldeep, if he gets 1, I'd be surprised. But I don't agree with it. I believe Kuldeep should play all 4 test matches on current form in Australia. Will he? I know he won't.
But that's what Rohit Sharma also mentioned yesterday. He talked about Kuldeep Yadav and how he has improved himself, his bowling, his batting, and overall capabilities. But he clearly mentioned that how Ashwin and Jadejas are the frontline spinners for Team India and what they bring to the team. So I think Rohit Sharma was quite explicit with his comment. And we also know, when Ravi-Shastri made that comment that Kuldeep Yadav will be the number 1 overseas bowler, since then he has played only 5 test matches, that 2 at home, whereas Team India played, after that comment, India played 24 away test matches and Kuldeep didn't get a chance. So I really think that what Jamie is saying does make a lot sense, but would be great, na Jamie, if we get to see Kuldeep. So let's just wait and watch what happens if this team can
and again, that's why yesterday, Tausba and all, we never said we don't want Kuldeep Yadav to play. Our point was, अगर conditions ऐसे रहेंगे जैसे कि forecast है, यानी कि 5 में से 2 दिन बादल हैं, he stands to be the first one to be dropped, right? But saying that is very different from saying that Kuldeep should not play. We never said Kuldeep should not play. We said most likely, given the predicted weather and the nature of Rahul Dravid, Rohit Sharma, if they have to drop one player to accommodate a third pacer, सही गल की बात नहीं है, बेचारा इसी का नंबर कटने वाला है. That was our point.
Yeah. Yes, sports fan, the comment that you're making about Kuldeep and Aksar, a lot many times Aksar got picked ahead of Kuldeep because of the depth in batting order. And I if I'm not wrong, Rohit Sharma also mentioned that a number of times in his comments that we want depth in the batting order, and that's why he got picked. But today they went ahead with Kuldeep Yadav. That's a good sign.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's move to the next question, please. Any comments and thoughts on Dhruv Jurel's Aage Aayega prediction being spot on and Olipop getting dismissed the next delivery? Googly, pretty Dhoni-like Bhavishyavani vibes, na? Taos, did you find any Dhoni Bhavishyavani vibes today? ये video viral हो रहा है social media पे.
Coincidentally, I just tweeted, मैंने tweet भी किया था X पे कि यार does Dhruv Jurel remind glimpses धोनी की दिखती है आपको इसमें? Does so I see some kind of some reflection, some glimpse of Dhoni for the fact that this guy is very raw, comes from a small town, street smart, can bat well, bat in the middle order, can finish the game if given a chance, can stay there longer. So maybe he's technically more perfect than Dhoni, better than Dhoni when it comes to batting. And he's better looking than Dhoni when it comes to batting. Dhoni was ugly. His ugliness was beautiful, by the way. But yeah, and wicket keeping wise, I mean, you'll come to know exactly. But yeah, definitely he's got he anticipates well. Street smartness helps him, be on the toes all the time. He's quick behind the wickets. He reminds me of Dhoni definitely. For me, it's like Dhoni. फ्यूचर का धोनी बट देन ऋषभ पंत भी यार बंदा तो फॉर मी इट्स लाइक ध्रुव जुरेल और ऋषभ पंत बट ऋषभ ने प्रूव किया अपने आप को सो वंस ही इज बैक ध्रुव जुरेल का क्या होगा मुझे पता नहीं बट आई वांट हिम देयर यार कुछ भी करो ध्रुव जुरेल को रखो.
Yes. Okay, just couple of questions more. Can we have the question, please? Oh, Ravi Shankar.
No. This is good. I'm glad he's still here. I can ask anyone. I'm guessing you're asking of anyone. You think the world knows that those two are out to ruin him? Chalo, isi baat par I'm going to ask the two people on my screen. Toss bhai, can I ask you this? Suramya, can I ask this? And while you're asking, I'll open the live stream and I'll pick up one random viewer. Please, since he insists that you can ask anyone and anyone in the world will tell you that Shastri and Kohli were out to ruin. Toss bhai, over to you, please.
यार ये मुझे पता नहीं था यार. I mean, see, ये कैसे हो सकता है? Nobody destroys their career unless एकदम ही दुश्मनी हो. यहाँ पर कुलदीप यादव ने कुछ ऐसा तो किया नहीं था लाइफ में कि यार उनको पिस ऑफ कर दिया होगा. There were no stories, there was no. I mean, unless there is like enmity between the two groups or two people, somebody goes out to destroy them. And in fact, Ravi Shastri had said that he's a number one spinner overseas. जिमी भाई दोपहर में ये बात हो रही है.
हाँ बिल्कुल हमने मॉर्निंग में बात किया.
फिर मतलब सडनली थिंग्स डजंट गो इन योर वे समटाइम्स थिंग्स डोंट वर्क आउट और वो कॉम्बिनेशन कभी कभी फिट नहीं बैठता है. अनफेयरनेस हो जाता है. आप ओवरसीज खेलते हो खास करके क्योंकि आपको बेटा फास्ट बॉलर्स भी खिलाने हैं स्पिनर्स भी खिलाने. तो यहाँ पर डिस्ट्रॉय का फैक्टर इट्स क्वाइट अनफेयर रवि फ्रॉम यू कमिंग आउट विद दिस स्टेटमेंट बिकॉज ये बात भी नहीं उठा है यार कहीं पर भी अनलेस वो आप लोग ग्रुप में दोस्त लोग के साथ बैठने में लाइक शाम में जब होता है बैठने पे डिस्कस करने लगते हो तो फिर वो बात अलग है. इट्स अ डिफरेंट मैटर.
Let's also ask like our regular viewers. I think Ujjwal Maurya must be on the live stream. Let's ask sports fan. Since I've been told to ask anyone with such authority, sports fan Ujjwal Maurya, do you believe Virat Kohli and Ravi Shastri, since Ravi Shankar claims the world knows, they were out to ruin his career, Kuldeep's career?
Okay, we'll wait for their comments and
आएगा जवाब इनका आएगा.
Yeah, we'll take their answers in this live stream itself. Till then, let's move to the next question. Okay, Jason saying this English team is an embarrassment. No Virat Kohli, Pujara, KL, proper second fast bowler, and Jasprit in a game, inexperienced middle order. What else one team wish for? It's friends 11 or a national team. I think, Jason, we did talk about this in one of the live sessions. I think Jamie and I were only talking where I mentioned, no Virat Kohli, no KL Rahul after the first test, no Bumrah for a test, no Ashwin for half of a test, and still English team didn't manage to win. But that's how it is, Jason. I think साहिल और श्रीनी जब थे उन्होंने काफी ज्यादा बातचीत करी इंग्लिश टीम के बारे में और कहा कि जो अप्रोच के बारे में वो अपने वर्ड्स से ज्यादा बात करते हैं वो कहीं नहीं नजर आई है इस पूरे सीरीज में. तो जैसे बिल्कुल बहुत ही डिसअपॉइंटिंग परफॉर्मेंस तो रहा है इंग्लैंड टीम का, और ये देखना होगा कि अब धर्मशाला टेस्ट में ये आगे कैसे करते हैं. एक दिन तो जा चुका है, आपने परफॉर्मेंस देख ली, हमने काफी बात भी करी कि कैसे 3 बैटर्स हु हैव 100 टेस्ट कैप्स, जॉनी बेयरस्टो देयर एंड बेन स्टोक्स, द वे बेन स्टोक्स वाज बैटिंग टुडे, आई फेल्ट फॉर फॉर 2-3 बॉल्स, फर्स्ट बॉल्स बेन स्टोक्स इज लाइक कि मुझसे और नहीं हो पाएगा, मैं 4-5 ही खेल सकता हूँ, एंड आई रियली कांट बैट. So yeah, that has been the case in this series, Jason. Next question, please. Amount of swing our pacers were able to get, Anderson and Ward can be threatening in morning if they get that swing. Jamie, what do you think? Shrini भी बात कर रहे थे एंडरसन के बारे में.
No, absolutely. Shrini said it. I followed up on it. The first half an hour of any test match, जहां पे कुछ मॉइस्चर की बात है और यहाँ बात कर रहे हैं धर्मशाला की, the first half an hour, I mean, if James Anderson finally shows up, देखो, we're talking about milestones, Ashwin, Yashasvi, Jaiswal, Bairstow, इस भाई को दो विकेट चाहिए, 700 विकेट to become, anyways, he's gone beyond the rest of the world, pace bowling world, he's 2 wickets away from becoming the first pace bowler to 700, so anything is possible, but जो काम हमारी टीम ने आज किया है, led by Kuldeep. We've discussed Kuldeep now for over an hour. Ashwin, not discussed, but that's okay. He was overshadowed. Jaiswal, Rohit Sharma क्या लग रहे हैं भाई, बहुत टाइम के बाद वो सेट लग रहे हैं. India should bury Bazball, get a lead at 300. This is what I'm predicting. Of course, you all know my predictions are mostly here and there. But yes, there could be some swing. But in the first half an hour, चलो first hour ले लो. अगर विकेट नहीं गिरे, ये जो 2 सेट बैट्समैन है, ये बहुत बहुत भारी पड़ सकते हैं. So yes, there's a possibility, but I think it's a slim one.
Okay. Well, quickly, we'll take 2 prediction questions. And sports fans, I think Kuldeep came in the team in tenure of Virat after 2017 Champions Trophy.
That's also a good point. A good point.
Yeah.
He made his debut in a rare test match where Virat Kohli couldn't play because he was injured under Rahane. But again, I mean, bizarre statement that came earlier. Yeah, let's move on.
Yes. Okay, quickly, let's take 2 questions. Can Rohit score a double 100 on this track? Yes, a double 100 coming, Taus?
I love the Rohit Sharma and double 100 thing, yeah. I wish he scores, yeah, because this is the best moment, yeah. What else? Beautiful wicket. Just that he has to be cautious in the initial first 2 hours. Yeah, first hour of play, moisture, conditions, swing, Jamie Anderson, Mark Wood. These factors are going to play a crucial role in the first 1 hour. I'm scared for Shubman Gill, but yeah, Rohit Sharma looks set. He looks confident, and he's defending the ball well. He's getting his stroke play well. So I think I would love to see a double 100. Yeah. Century तो बना है मगर double 100 मजा आएगा. It's been a while since double 100 came in from Rohit Sharma.
Okay, double 100 on the cards, Jamie.
Again, can or will में बहुत बड़ा फासला है. Can he? Of course he can. Will he? Like I said, like Thalpa said, I would love to see it, but it's going to take a lot for someone of his current form. Because it's been inconsistent. He's looked very, very hard. पहले आधा घंटे काफी loose लगे, but hats off to him for tightening up the defense. Can he? Yeah. Will he? I have doubts. I think it's going to take a lot out of a man who's 36, who's just gone through probably, I won't say the toughest, maybe actually the toughest, because it's his first time captaining 5 test matches, right? He knows. I mean, he has a lot to go through the next 2 months. He's going back to a family where he's been number 1. Now suddenly he's not number 1. He's been stripped of the captaincy. I think he's probably going through a lot off the field. Can that man put it away just weeks from the IPL and apply himself for a 200? I have doubts. I would love to see it happen, but personally, I think it's going to take a lot for him to get 150 runs from here.
Absolutely. Okay. Next question, please. That'll be the last question we'll be taking. Prediction time, guys. Will we see Jimmy get to 700? It's just too short of that 700 mark. So I think yes. Yes, no, Jamie?
I hope that, because India is going to bat until they lose all wickets. And wickets will fall. They're going to put up a lot of runs, is my prediction. उसमें से यार 9 विकेट बाकी हैं, 2 तो हो जाने चाहिए. अगर वो 10 और 11 भी हो तो उसको 2 चाहिए बंदे को. मिल जाएगा.
Absolutely. Okay, that was yes, no?
Yeah, I mean, should happen. Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Equal
Yes,
celebration.
yes.
England की तरफ से कुछ होना चाहिए.
कुछ हाँ सही बात है.
It'll be a big achievement for Jimmy Anderson, 700 wickets. Okay, so that was about our rapid fire round. But जैसा Jamie ने ये इस round के दौरान कुछ लोगों से पूछा था, रविशंकर का एक कमेंट आया था और लोगों से उनकी राय पूछी थी कि क्या ऐसा हो सकता है कि शास्त्री और विराट कोहली ने प्लान किया हो कि हम कुलदीप यादव को नहीं खिलाएंगे एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट. तो उस पे हमारे रिप्लाईज आ गए हैं. उज्जवल फर्स्ट they destroyed that word, destroyed Kuldeep Yadav's career. I'll quickly flash the comments on screen so that Ravi Shankar should know that we gave fair chance to him as well. We asked that question to viewers and they gave their replies. Ujjwal said that there's some serious allegation. Kuldeep was Kuldeep excelled under Virat. Jason's replies also there. Any other replies? Do we have any other replies? Yes, sports fans reply with earlier. Okay, thank you so much everyone for joining with us in this live session. Jamie and Taus, it was great talking to you. See you tomorrow and hopefully with all the good news from India's batting order. Thank you.
फास्टेस्ट क्रिकेट स्कोर अपडेट्स या सबसे डिटेल्ड स्टैट्स,
क्रिकेट के अंदर बाहर की खबरें
या हेल्दी डिबेट्स,
सबसे एक्यूरेट एनालिसिस
या फैंस का क्रेज, सबके लिए एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म, क्योंकि क्रिकेट मतलब क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट.